All right, welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to talk about the Chevy Bolt. And I can't believe I completely missed this, but there's a pretty big discount on the Chevy Bolt EUV right now and over $6,000. I mean, that's not to say you can get one at MSRP, but let's talk about it. And I'll give you some tips and strategies and how I would go about. And I'm going to try and look for one, because if I can get a Chevy Bolt EUV at MSRP and I get this $6,000 discount, it might be a slick deal and it might be hard to pass up. Because I have been wondering, I've been seeing a lot more Chevy Bolt EUVs on the road and Chevy Bolts in general, and I've been wondering like what's been going on here. But I guess demand either is back or maybe it's not back, because that's the reason why they had to lower this discount. But I did find a couple articles on why they actually gave this discount because of the kind of weird history of the past of the Bolt EUV or the Bolt in general. But let's talk about the EUV. Let's take a look at it, what it actually means. And just like, is it a good deal? Could you consider buying one versus other? Because we're all about finding good deals on Teslas, but also good deals on any other car as well. So I love talking about. If you're new here, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I love to call it, buying, selling, and getting a good deal on buying a Tesla. And if you are interested in any questions on it, you can drop it down in the comments down below, any chat on it. But today's video is sponsored by my Calendly link. If you're looking for a one-on-one call with someone to ask any questions on buying or selling or even getting a good financing rate on a Tesla, I actually have a credit union right now that actually has 2.99% for 60 months, which is actually absolutely insane, and I've recommended to a bunch of viewers on it. But if you're interested in something like that and you need a call to answer some questions, check out my Calendly link down below in the description. You can schedule a 15-minute call with me, and after scheduling it, you actually get a link to my buying guide, my resource guide that has links to everything that I use on to how to get the best deal on a Tesla and also how to get good auto financing as well. But thanks for watching this video. Welcome back to the stream. But we're going to talk about the Chevy Bolt today. But let's just get into it after I roll my intro. All right, so let's talk about the Chevy Bolt. I actually have not really looked at this car, but now that there's a $6,000 discount on it, or almost $6,300 discount, let's just take a quick look at it, okay? So it starts at an MSRP of $27,200, which is a lot lower than I think the cheapest Model 3 right now. The cheapest Model 3 is like over 20 grand more at $46,000. And what are you really getting for $20,000 more? I mean, a Chevy Bolt is probably a little bit smaller. It looks a little smaller than the Model 3, and of course you're getting, actually you're getting about the same amount of range, because the Model 3 rear range is about this same amount of range as well. You don't get free charging, just like the Tesla Model 3. And I mean, this is a more refreshed look. I mean, arguably the Model 3 people could say that it looks a little bit better than this like hatchback Chevy Bolt, but I mean, this is basically just a Chevy Nissan Leaf, or the Nissan Leaf is basically a Chevy Bolt EUV, but looks like this is pretty refreshed. It's got all the technology, of course, maybe not as good as Tesla Autopilot or the Tesla infotainment system or anything like that, but I mean, this seems like a pretty good car. I mean, at this price point, you're really just looking to save money on gas and get a good deal, and with a, not too small of a car with some good safety, and you can also get the Super Cruise, which is Chevy's competition to Tesla's Autopilot, which I haven't watched any reviews on it and I haven't been in a car with it, but I've heard that it's almost as good or pretty decent, but actually comparable to as well. But let's get into the discount, okay? So the 2023 Chevy Bolt EV and EUV got dramatic price cuts, basically because it seems like because there was just so much bad press over the last Chevy Bolt with the fires and everything like that, you could get a $6,000 discount or incentive from Chevy to try and get you to purchase it. And this is because there isn't that $7,500 federal tax credit that was basically taken away due to the Inflation Reduction Act being signed. So this is interesting, because are they basically just giving this $6,000 discount to subsidize that $7,500 tax credit? And is that going to go away when the $7,500 tax credit disappears or comes back? And the Chevys are now eligible again if they meet the battle minimum requirements in manufacturing. But definitely super interesting that you could basically get a $6,000 discount, and at a starting price of $27,000 if you found one at MSRP, which I'm going to give you some tools to help you search and find cars at MSRP or even a discount, that you could potentially get one for $21,000, and you don't have to pay for any more gas, and you can just drive on electricity, which isn't necessarily a bad deal in my opinion. I mean, this of course is not a Tesla, it's not a Model 3, it doesn't have that stature, so to speak, but it's probably the same build quality as a Tesla Model 3, so shots fired on that. But that's not a bad idea, and I know this is definitely out of the wheelhouse here, and a lot of my Tesla viewers are probably like, Dennis, why are you like showing a Tesla, a Bolt EUV? I thought you're all about Teslas, but I'm always about getting the best deal on a car, so without losing too much money. And it just happened to be Tesla for the past 3 days, and I had 3 years or 2 to 3 years, and I had 3 of them, and I absolutely love them. I want to get back into one, but at the same time, you got to save money. You can't be spending money on the crazy stuff like this. You can't just be blowing money on cars. But let me give you the 3 resources that I have and use to try and get the best deal on a vehicle without paying too much markup, or just not without paying too much market, and potentially even get a discount on it. But before we get into that, let's get into some of the comments in the chat. See who's joining my Chevy stream right here, because it's definitely not a Tesla one. But Yalfomo, welcome back. Yeah, sponsored by Calendar, exactly. So check out my link down below if you want to schedule a call with me. If you want a one-on-one questions, if you have one-on-one questions, you want to ask about buying or selling a Tesla, you want to get feedback from me on what I would do, definitely check it out in the link below. It's a 15-minute call, and you can quickly schedule one with just a couple buttons. But let me get into the 3 resources that I use on how to get the best deal and not pay any markup, and how to find vehicles on, like that's for instance the Chevy Bolt. So the first one is markups.org. This is actually run by YA, which is a automotive YouTuber and a blog channel. I think you're automotive advocate, so it's like a father-son duo, I think, that posts a lot of content. And you can see here that you can basically go to markups.org, search different vehicles. So I put in the EUV already, and you can see that people just report what types of markups they've paid. So it seems like across the board, most of them have some sort of markup, like $3,000 to $5,000, but some of them have 0, or they at least reported 0. So this is where I would start. Try and find if some of these dealerships, these Chevy dealerships, are near you, and then just go to their website, submit an inquiry, and ask them like, hey, what does your pipeline look like? How many vehicles do you have coming in? And just tell them that you want to be notified if there's any backouts of people not taking delivery, and you want to be that first right of refusal to take delivery of, or to try and buy one of these Chevy EUVs. So this is a pretty good resource. It's not only for the Chevy Bolt, of course. You can type in any vehicle in here to see if there's what are the markups around your area, or what model and dealerships you can find them at. The other one right here, and I'll put both of these links down below in the description. The other one here is EV Markup Tracker. It's a data studio. Google looks like it's also self-reported as well. And I already sorted it by the Chevy EUV. And you can see it's all customer or other feedback generated that people just submitted, and you can see the same thing across the board, $3,000 to $5,000 in markup. So basically already that $6,000 discount that you are getting is already gone. But some of them here are 0 markup. So it looks like Universal Chevy in North Carolina will do one at $0, no markup there, no without any add-ons or financing add-ons or anything like that. So that's pretty interesting. Another one right here, an EV LUT on the lot. $0 it looks like in Illinois, this is interesting. Okay, one in California here, 0 will do a Bolt order at MSRP, no add-ons, so you could just order it and then just wait 3 to 5 or even 6 months for that. But at the same time here, we're almost on the cusp of the 2023 year coming up and that tax credit coming back. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen with these vehicles and how Chevy is going to adjust their incentive on this, because the federal tax credit might be coming back for the Chevy vehicles, but we're also not going to really know. I don't think Chevy has announced that yet for the Bolt. But if they have, please drop it in the comments. I'd love to see that as well. The third and final, and probably the best resource that you can use to find a deal on any car, it doesn't even have to be a Chevy or an EV, just like that, is Lease Hacker. So on Lease Hacker, it's basically a forum in which you can take a look and see all the different deals. And even though it's called Lease Hacker, leasing and financing is still a car deal at the end of the day. So you can find a ton of brokers on here and you can contact them. You can sort it by Chevy. So I already have it sorted by Chevy here. And this is actually in the marketplace section of the Lease Hacker forum. There's actually a ton of different areas where you can ask people for feedback, share tips on other leases that you have. And of course, you can try and private transfer one from someone else out there, but it's a forum-based place. But you can see here that I sorted it by Chevrolet, and there's a good amount of brokers out there that you can contact and like try and find one in your area and then see if they can get you an EUV. And this not only works for the Chevy EUV. I found a broker on here that actually was able to find me a Kia EV6, but of course I didn't take delivery on it at MSRP. But some of these brokers, of course, you have to pay their fee, but I think it's worth it, so you don't have to go around and submitting a billion increase to all these dealerships out there. Let them do the work for you, and that's going to save you a good amount of time. And I bet it can save you $500 worth of time at the end of the day to find one. But just want to make this quick video on the Chevy EUV, and you never know, maybe I might be interested in getting one, maybe. Who knows? But well, thank you for watching this quick video on it. I wanted to test that to see if it worked, and it looks like it did, but I think I closed a couple things accidentally before that. But thanks for watching this quick video. I hope you guys enjoyed it on the Chevy EV. And comment below if you're actually searching, is this actually a competitor to a Tesla, and for what you're looking at, a Model 3 or even a used one? The Model 3 used market is definitely in that price range as well. So that I would probably lean towards that. But I want to make a quick video on this because it basically slipped past me on the Chevy EUV, the Bolt, and so it's definitely an interesting car and a contender if you're just looking for that best deal. But thanks for watching this quick video on it. I hope you guys have enjoyed it so far. Please hit that like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.